If you guys want exclusive content, please consider becoming a member or joining my Patreon. If you're on Patreon, you'll have early access to content, access to my book, and uncensored content. If you become a member, you will have access to the book and exclusive content as well. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. Let's start the show. You know what? After seeing those episodes of Doctor Who, the recent ones, I always say this, I long for the days when I was praising the return of Russell T Davies. Oh my god, a great writer. Instead, he openly admitted to writing a self-insert for a character of the Doctor. So he's a self-insert now for Davies. And I also find Russell T Davies shockingly uncomfortable in so many ways. And I say this in the best way possible. Watching him around actors that he wants to get in their pants is very uncomfortable, and it's very obvious. Like, subtlety, dude, subtlety. Nishigawa's gaslighting everyone. If you don't like the show, you're an ist, you're a phobe, and you're just sad. It's just sad. I feel sorry for them. You know what? I miss it when actors used to keep their mouths shut, be gracious, and shut up. Like, I don't want to know actors' opinions. Very simple. Nishigawa's not a great actor. He tends to play the same role over and over again. He's effectively playing himself. And I've never seen him at anything outside of those roles, which is frustrating. I've been a fan of Doctor Who since 1996, when the movie came out. And despite its flaws, I really love that. Paul McGann was my first Doctor. And I have a great soft spot for him. But what I will say is, Doctor Who has been so uneven in recent years. Through all of those things, up until, I love Matt Smith, I love Tennant, I loved Eccles. Capaldi took time. I didn't like his first few seasons. They were tonally dissident. But I did enjoy the final season he did. I thought that was really good. And I loved the episode with River Song. But then Jodie happened, and it's got off to a good start. I really liked her first episode. I really liked her first few. And then they changed the writing team. And it went from Doctor Who to Yaz's crush. Oh god, Yaz was annoying. To Power Rangers. It was such a weird show at that point. But also, and I say this in complete honesty, is that as a fan of Doctor Who, as someone that's been there for so long, you do kind of wonder, what's the point now? Fans have switched off. They're not interested. You're telling fans to go away. You're telling fans not to watch. And they didn't. Look at the numbers. People are far more media savvy than they once were. And it shows in how people react now. People talk, they know to talk with their wallets. They know to talk with everything and in between. And it's clearly showing. There is no way around that. This show is not meeting expectations. They're in full damage control. And at this point, it's actually quite sad. And I've said this before, Doctor Who needs a break. But I think gaslighting your audience is maybe not the best thing to do. I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's just... that's what it is. Telling your audience to go away. Why? You want numbers. And the fact that as a TV license payer, I feel dirty about that, in the UK, my TV license is going to this. Like, seriously. And it's so sad and so witnessing. I am mourning the loss of Doctor Who. That's it. I am mourning the loss of it. And I could be proven wrong, and I want to be proven wrong. No one ever listens to this bit of the video. I want something amazing to happen. I want the next big episode. I want the next big this, the big that. I want something amazing. I want the Doctor and his assistant on adventures that are well written, that are concise, that are strong. And instead, we got 2 very weak episodes, creative team and actors attacking the audience. It's kind of sad to witness, and like, what's the point? It's not. What is the point now? And they always go on the attack. But watching Russell T Davies, it just makes me cringe at this moment in time, because it's so clear and so blatantly obvious what he... Like, he did it a little bit with Tennant, and it was quite funny, but, you know, there's just an uncomfortableness to him that I find fascinating. But the fact that these people think you're an idiot, that willing to label you something, and willing to tell you what you are even if you're not, like, there's a problem here. There is a problem. And it shows. It really does show. And I genuinely don't understand it. And I've said that before and I'll say it again. Just create something that people want to watch. Listen to your fans. And enjoy. It's not that difficult, is it? Just write Doctor Who as Doctor Who. I don't want to be lectured on politics. I like politics in my media. But if you want to do politics well, look at TNG by Star Trek. Allegory. Subtlety. Instead of ramming it down my throat like a feeding tube. This is a family show as well. And contrary to what's been said in the articles and the Metro, Twitter deletion much, but this is a family show. Let's keep it a family show. Also, just a side note, creative decision. What's with the Disney lighting? Why is everything lit in that horrible, cartoony Disney way? Can we just talk about that? Like, I really hate Disney lighting in their TV shows because it's a very specific style. I know this is a weird nitpick, but it's very specific, and I know why they do it because of the cameras they use. But still, it's very artificial looking, and it frustrates me, and I see it a lot. And I see people trying to replicate it. Please don't. I watched a film the other day, The Canyons, and it was beautiful. Not a great movie, but it was... The lighting and the way it was done was beautiful. It was a visual treat, and it had texture and layers and depth, and this is just very shiny and bright, which I find ugly. But I'm mourning the loss of Doctor Who and the actions of the creative team behind it, because, you know, I missed the days when I was saying how, oh my god, Davies is back, it's amazing, he's going to write some proper Doctor Who, and instead we get lectured and talked down to like idiots. You know, the audience isn't smart enough to understand. You know, it's that kind of stuff. Sad, really. And I find it fascinating. Anyway, as we sign off to the end of this, I want to say, and I think I said it at the beginning, but for those who made it this far, I will remind you of early access to my videos, uncensored videos, and exclusive content, considering either joining my Patreon or becoming a member. So I'll sign off here. Bye guys.